Okay, so today I'm going to be making a background track using QGrooves and then importing it into QStrum so that I can play along on the guitar. And students, this is something that you can do to make your own songs or tracks to play along to when you're practicing at home. So to start off with, I'm going to go into this Apps tab down here in the bottom left and then find QGrooves and click on that. And you can see here that there are a bunch of instruments on the left-hand side that you can choose from. There are different chords that you can select for each measure. There are different styles of music, and then there's different loops that you can add in. And there's also different styles of instruments that go with each of the categories over here. So there's a lot to choose from. And so I'm going to make a blues progression in the key of C. So I'm going to start just with some piano tracks. You can hit preview to see what they sound like before you select them. And so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'm just going to throw some in here real quick, but we'll do 4 measures of C, and then we'll click on F here to change the chord to F, and then we've got to go back to C. And then we go to G, and then to F, and then back to C major. Alright, so there's our 12 bars of our 12-bar blues. You can listen to it if you want to by clicking the play button. Alright, we won't listen to the whole thing at this point. So now I can add other instruments. I can go down to drums, put in some drum tracks, drum loops. And again, I'm just doing it kind of random right now for demonstration, but you can be as careful as you want to when you're doing it on your own. Alright, so now that sounds like this. And I think to end, I'll add in some bass parts. So now you want to make sure that you match up the bass and synth tracks with the chords that you used in the piano track. So here I want to make sure that I'm doing C major for the first 4 measures. Oh, I'm not in the first 4 measures. Let's move these over here. And then here where I have F major, I want to make sure that I'm using F major chords in the bass as well. And I go back to C. Then I gotta go to G, and then F, and then C. Alright, so now let's see what that sounds like. Notice that I can also adjust the volume of individual tracks if I don't want so much piano. I can turn that down. I can adjust the panning if I want basses on one side and keyboards on the other. I can make some adjustments. If I want to just hear one track, I can solo just that one part or mute just one part by clicking that. Alright, so now I have a basic track and now I want to save it. So I'm going to name my song. Let's call this Blues Song. Click Update. Alright, and then I need to be able to use this in QStrum, I have to make it into an MP3 track. So this is an important step that sometimes I forget to do and then I have to go back. But we're going to go to File and then click Make MP3. And students, you may have some points. You might have to use some points to be able to publish it. As a teacher, it costs 0 points. And so I can just hit purchase, and then I'm going to give it a title. I'm just going to name it the same thing, Blues Song, and click OK. It says that it'll give me a message when it's ready, and bam, it's already ready. I got my message down there. So now I am going to go over to QStrum. So I'm going to click Apps again, go over to QStrum, click OK because I already saved it. Alright, and then here I am in QStrum. You'll see that there are a bunch of guitar chords. I can choose from beginner guitar chords, which use just mostly 1 or 2 fingers, or I can do ukulele if I want to, or acoustic guitar, which is going to be the one that uses all 6 strings. So we're going to start with the acoustic guitar sounds, and now I want to start by loading in the song that we made in QGrooves. So I'm going to go over here where it says click here to load a play along track. Then I'm going to find the song that I just made, Blues Song, and I'm going to click open. And now you can see that it populated in right above each measure the chords that I used in my QGrooves. And if I play it, I will hear what I made. But notice that the guitar part is blank and he wasn't strumming along. So that's the part we need to fix now. We're going to now populate these measures with chords, guitar chords, and guitar strumming patterns. And so I want to start off on C. I'll make sure again that I'm back on measure 1. And I'll start off with some pre-made strumming patterns. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Again, making sure that I am on the right chords at the right times here. All right, go to the next one. Maybe for the F chord, I want to do something a little simpler because the F chord is a little bit tougher to form. So I'll do 2 quarter notes and a half note for these measures here. And then when I get to back to the C chord, I'll click back there and I'll load back in a little bit more complicated track or strumming pattern. And then for the G, maybe I want to even just do whole note for that measure, and maybe I'll do the same thing for the F measure, and then when I go back to C, I'll go back to the strumming pattern. Okay, so double check that I have all my chords matched up in the right measures. Looks good. Okay, so now when I hit play, you're going to see that the person down here is fingering the correct chords and strumming the patterns that I just inserted. Oh, let's start it from the beginning though. Click back. Alright, and then again, if you wanted to loop that so you could keep practicing with it over and over, you can just click that repeat sign and it'll keep playing it over and over. Alright, so now if I wanted to save this one, again I can just click the title here. Maybe I'll change it to My Blues Song now. Hit update. And it should be saved. If I want to make sure, I can always go down here to File, Save, and that's also where I'll go if I want to find my song again later. I can click down there and go to Open. Alright, so that is how you make a song in QStrum. Have fun trying it out on your own.